Can projects involve paid workers? And the answer to that is yes and no. So there are various projects that we do in One Small Town. In fact, there are two types of projects we do. There's the community upliftment projects that normally cost money, but the municipality and the government isn't doing it because they've either run out of money or they just don't care. And then there are the businesses that we start that we need to put in management that run the business and that run the business as professionally as they possibly can, like a capitalist business, so we make as much profits as we can from that business, because that business is owned by the community, by the One Small Town members, and we want to make as much profit as we possibly can. And for that reason, our members work 3 hours a week or more in those businesses that we set up, so we can maximize the profits and the capacity for profits in those businesses. So the question is, can projects involve paid workers or employees? Is yes and no. The businesses that we set up will always have the management structure, the people that we choose and appoint, that the co-op, the community members choose the best possible experts to run that business, whether it's a dairy or a bakery or an engineering company or a cement factory or a brewery. You know, we can't have a farmer or somebody who doesn't know how to brew beer to run a brewery. So we're going to have to find the best brewmaster to come and run our brewery, because we want the best beer and we want people to buy it. So there will always be a small nucleus of management that is paid, that gets monthly salaries like a normal business. And the rest of the work that gets done is done by our members as their 3 hours a week or 3 hours a day contribution. I hope that makes sense. And therefore, we reduce our labor costs, and therefore, every business that we start has a far lower labor cost and a higher profit margin. And that is what is attractive to outside investors, because of the lower labor costs, because we do all the other work, whether it's delivering, security, accounting, IT, publicity, PR, all that stuff. We do as a community, as the co-owners and majority shareholders of that business. So the permanent employees will be paid while the rest of it is done by us to make most profits. And also as much as we possibly can manufacture, so we can distribute a fair share to our members at the end of every month. As far as the community upliftment projects, the uplifting of the towns, the fixing the roads, etc., that can never be a paid job. That's what we do, and nobody's going to earn salaries for that. That's what we do voluntarily as a community to make our towns beautiful, to make them attractive, to make them a place where others would want to come and live, place where investors would want to invest in because of how beautiful our town is, through our labor, through our volunteer work that we put in. Never forget that the One Small Town Infinity token is what will be earned and received by every one of our members that contributes 3 hours a week or 3 hours a day towards the community upliftment projects. So the way we plan to do this is to set up a community kitchen, and every day we have a morning session and an afternoon session. And every time that somebody comes and works in the town uplifting and the town beautifying projects, in the morning session, at the end of their session, they automatically get allocated an Infinity token into their digital wallet, and they get a nice plate of food from our community kitchen. And the same happens in the morning session and the afternoon session. So even in the town upliftment projects where there is no money payable, we do that voluntarily. We benefit ourselves with a plate of food and an Infinity token. And when those Infinity tokens become more valuable, that's going to be a very interesting time to see how people choose to contribute 3 hours a week towards, and 3 hours a day, beautifying and uplifting their towns because of the value of the token. And I think that's going to be a very exciting time when we see our towns become absolutely beautiful, because we want to clean them, we want to fix them, we want to make them as beautiful as we can, and be rewarded by our own community tokens that have got a big global value that has grown because of the work that we have put into it ourselves. It is a beautiful system.